Well, it's with some regret that today I have had to terminate Mr. Karran's position as Minister of Education and Children. This is directly as a result not of any comments made about the Pinewood debate, but the failure to recognise and comply with the Council of Ministers' clearly laid out guidelines on collective responsibility. Mr. Karran was party to the debate in the Council of Ministers and the presentation when it was made, and indeed has had several other individual presentations subsequently. He voted in favour of the proposal in the Council of Ministers and strongly supported the concept of collective responsibility at the end of that presentation and agreed to support the resolution in Tynwald. Now, in the interests of consistency, bearing in mind that both Mr. Hall and Mr. Horton were removed from their roles in education, again specifically on the grounds of their failure to comply with collective responsibility, in support of Mr. Karran at that time in the Department of Education, I have no option but to apply the same approach to Mr. Karran's lack of respect for these guidelines in relation to yesterday's events. The Council of Ministers themselves as a body have respected the collective responsibility ethos in support of Mr. Karran over the budgetary debate earlier this year, particularly in relation to preschool education. And again, in the interests of consistency, it is vitally important that everybody recognises that there is not one rule for backbenchers and one rule for ministers. Collective responsibility is essential if government is going to function effectively. And bearing in mind that we have some extremely difficult decisions likely to confront us over this next year or two, it is vitally important at this stage to reinforce the fact that we have to work together as a team, we have to trust each other, and therefore collective responsibility is very much part of that process. So Mr. Karran ends his term as Education Minister today. Mr. Tier, the Treasury Minister, is taking over from today just for the next few days until I have the opportunity to identify a replacement. This is entirely down to the fact that I will be off the island for the next couple of days at the British-Irish Council and will not have time to discuss the issue with other members or indeed give some thought to the issue. But I hope to be in a position early next week to make an announcement as to who the successor will be. I say goodbye to Mr. Karran as a ministerial colleague with a heavy heart, because he has been a very hard worker, particularly so over the last few months, and indeed has matured very much as a politician and has been very supportive to me and to the Council in other areas. So I thank him for the contribution he's made, but clearly this is one issue which I cannot compromise on, and unfortunately this has led to a parting of the ways.
How did Mr. Karran take the news?
Mr. Karran was in conversation with me on a number of occasions over the last week or so on the issue. I understand he met his party officials on Friday evening. They instructed him to vote against the Pinewood issue, notwithstanding of the fact that he supported it within Council. It was made very clear to Mr. Karran that if he continued along that line, almost certainly he would have to be removed from his ministerial position. He was very well aware of what the consequences were. They were spelt out very clearly, and he accepted them completely at that time. So I think the formality of giving notice to him this morning was expected by Mr. Karran. He was aware of what the circumstances were, and it is a position that he has initiated himself. It's not something that I have actively pursued.